Over the last few weeks, the discussion in Classic Anniversary is that all the prices are spiraling out of control and what the hell is going on, and actually Blizzard tried to address this problem a little bit. About a month ago, Blizzard made some changes to the Black Lotus spawn rate, supposedly making it more common. They said, we are doing a hotfix, we're increasing the rate at which Black Lotus respawns from any appropriate node. But yes, even Blizzard recognized that the prices of consumables are spiraling all the way out of control. So today we are gonna take a look at what happened a month after that, and most importantly, how is the economy doing, because there are a couple prices that moved really interestingly, and we are gonna take a look at all of them. First of all, this is something I really like doing. The Edge Master handguards are going at 1100 gold right now. You know what, let me zoom in the game so you can read it better. The text is really small. There we go, should be able to see a little better in this. I do not recall these things being so cheap in a vanilla server ever. So I guess it's because everybody already got like some sort of Edge Masters over time, you know, like there's only so many new warriors in the game, and everybody that just keeps playing the game, eventually they keep finding this randomly, they are a random drop. So I guess there is more supply than demand right now, and that's what's going on. I have seen this peak at about 3000 gold, so they have gone down in price a lot. There is probably not gonna be a better time to buy one of these. Now if you're gonna take a look at something else like Lionheart, which is also another very interesting piece of gear, this is the best in slot helmet in the game for warriors pretty much forever, and as you can see, they are going for 2800 gold. Now this is not quite as simple because the crafters take a big cut of the prices. There is a little bit of a cartel in here. They kinda enforce the prices. If you were to get somebody in your guild to make you this helmet, you would pay somewhere about 2000 gold, which is still freaking crazy, mind you, but everybody is gonna need one of these and not a lot of people have it, so I do not expect the price of this one to go down anytime soon. Arcane crystals are in very high demand right now. Dire Maul has not made quite a dent into the prices. What's the price of an arcane crystal actually? 85 gold. There you go. That's actually very interesting for a video I am making because I am leveling mining just to do this video, and it is all the gold farms that a warrior can do, and with these prices it may very well be that the Dire Maul East farm where you get a node at the end of the run, this may very well be the best gold farm in the game. Now personally I have been farming righteous orbs, which are going at about 73 gold right now, and that's in a run that takes about 40 minutes. So we are talking about at about 100 gold per hour that I can make on a very chill type of run. That should be a little bit of a baseline to you. 100 gold per hour. How many hours should it take you to get the consumables for a raid? And that is gonna take us to today's main character, or main villain. Haha, that's gonna be of course the Black Lotus, which is going at a whopping 350 gold. What's that mean? A flask is a 2-hour consumable. Of course, most raids are gonna take under 2 hours unless you are doing AQ or if you're doing Molten Core and Black Wingler at the same time, something like that. Now you need Black Lotus to make all the flasks in the game. So if we take a look at things like Flask of Distilled Wisdom, which is the caster flask, every caster needs this one, 2000 maximum mana on you, 430 gold. If you are a mage, if you are a healer, if you are a warlock, you need 430 gold just to pay for the flask. Think about that. Think about that for a minute. If you're a caster, you're also gonna need mana potions. Mana potions are going at, well, there is no single stacks. There is one jerk that is putting 400 gold once to scam the people that accidentally click on it. But here, they are going at 15 per 2, so that is 7 gold and some change. 7 gold each mana potion. You need at least 1 per fight. In a lot of fights you need 2 mana potions, but let's say 1 per fight. In a raid with 8 bosses, what's that actually? We are looking at 56 gold on mana potions alone. So what's that? 430 plus 56. we are looking at 480 gold on flask and mana potions. We are not talking about elixirs, we are not talking about the runes. What is a dark rune going for right now? Okay, so they are going at 18 gold each. I tell you, I think I am never gonna complain about being a melee again. Like, just think about this for a minute, okay? If you play a mage right now, the lengths you would have to go just to be able to play your class at a similar level of, I don't know how to call it, effort as a warrior is insane. You know, if you're doing fire waters, which let me show you right now. Now the fire water the last 20 minutes, so you can probably get 2 or even 3 bosses with it, and that's 20 gold each. So in a 1 hour raid, which is very common at this point, that would set you back about 100 gold. Actually less, 60 gold. It's still a lot of money, but it is nowhere near close to a caster's. Of course, if the worst part, you get it if you're a tank, because you gotta get the Flask of the Titans, 440 gold, and you also have to get all the melee consumables and all the armor consumables. It is pretty toe-to-toe between a caster and a tank for who needs the most money in consumables. Of course, if you're a mage and you skip a flask, you do a little less damage, that's not a big deal. If you're the main tank and you are missing consumables, that might very well break the raid. That's actually something everybody can feel, so that really sucks. And that takes us to the discussion topic, what people are actually really mad about, what people are actually talking about. Has the average player been priced out of playing this freaking game? Well, I wouldn't go that far. You look at some things and they are absolutely outrageous. For example, the Greater Fire Protection Potion is going at well over 20 gold right now. Now this one is another one that I want to talk about because the Black Lotus is a big one, but the Greater Fire Protection Potion is just elemental fire. That's the reagent that you need for it, and it's been jacked up to hell, 30 gold each elemental fire. And I think this is a bigger problem than all the others, because if you're missing a caster DPS flask or even a tank HP flask, that is not the end of the world. But there are a lot of casual guilds out there that are struggling with a lot of fights, where if they could just get the entire raid on fire protection potions, that problem would go away. A lot of fights in this game can be fixed just by having your entire raid on fire protection potions. And I think those guilds are the most affected, not even the most tryhard ones, because let's face it, if you're a parser, a top 99 parser, and you're spending all this gold, you don't really care about the prices too much. You're buying gold. Okay, I'm gonna say it. If you're one of those people, you're buying gold anyway. Hell, just thinking about it, 430 gold flask and 60 gold in mana potions and all the elixirs and all the other crap. We are probably looking at like an 700 raid per week, 700 per week, 2800 gold a month in raiding. I believe it. I know several people from Classic back in the day that were spending well over 4,000 gold. Well, they were buying 4,000 gold a month just to raid. This is not even the craziest numbers I've seen. And I believe a lot of people are buying this much gold every month just to raid. And yes, even though Black Lotus has all the attention right now, I really think Blizzard, if you actually care about improving the experience for the casual player, improving the spawn rate, the obtaining of elemental fire will do a world of good for the economy and for the casual experience right now. But they have clearly not done enough about Black Lotus. I will tell you something, guys, and I don't know because this is a different community, I guess, but I don't think people are gonna be too mad about it. Season of Discovery, during the incursions, they introduced this little box of herbs. And then in phase 4, during Molten Core, they introduced another kind of loot box full of herbs that you can get with tokens. And basically they drove every material price to nothing. They made every reagent for consumables worthless. I have yet to see a single person that is upset at it. I have yet to see a single person that didn't like it. I am not saying they have to go as far as they did for Season of Discovery, obviously, but let's say we put Black Lotus on loot boxes, on the log boxes. Okay, let's say like you get a 1% chance to get a Black Lotus on a log box. Just think about the effect that would have on the economy, because the reason these try-hard people that are parsing and stuff buy gold is because, honestly, there is not a reasonable way to do this. Like, what is a reasonable way to get 2800 gold a month? How many hours a month should you spend farming gold just to be able to raid? It's not a matter of they don't want to do it because they got the money and they would rather throw it away. I think there's just a matter of the time to do this doesn't exist. And yes, it is the bots driving up the prices, and yes, it is the gold buyers driving up the prices. But I am saying they are hurting everybody by doing this, and the only solution I can see to fixing this entire problem once and for all is just make the reagents easier to get. I mean, the real solution would be to ban bots and gold buyers, but we know that's not gonna happen. And honestly, the only people that would lose from this change, the only people that would be affected is people that like farming herbalism for money. But even then, the people that farm herbalism for money, what is that money for? To pay for their own consumables. So if you make their consumables cheaper, they may very well be making more effective purchasing power overall from their farming just because they don't need to farm as much anymore. I don't know, man, I'm just saying they really gotta do something about the Black Lotus prices and the Elemental Fire prices, or a lot of people are gonna get driven out of raids. And yes, you do not need these consumables, you do not need a flask, you do not need a greater fire protection potion, but it also sucks knowing that you are never gonna get a good parse just because you didn't spend 2800 gold a month. You're gonna have that in the little back of your mind the entire time, and the perception, okay, the psychological feeling that you get from the game is more important than the game itself, and that's what people do not understand about an MMO. The feeling of, oh yeah, I got a 95 parse, but I could have got a 99 if I spent 400 gold today. How many people are gonna get demotivated from playing the game just because of that? I bet you a lot of people feel that way. And it's gonna get even worse until they do something about it, so I hope they do. Subscribe, join the Discord, and thank you for watching.